Welcome to Worth Coin. What if the change hiding in your pocket right now could secretly be worth more money than most people earn in an entire lifetime? Most people spend nickels every single day without even glancing at the date, never imagining that one tiny 5-cent coin could carry a shocking secret tied to millions of dollars. But the 1997 Jefferson nickel is not just another ordinary coin rattling around in cash registers and old jars. Collectors have whispered about certain rare examples of this mysterious coin for years, and some believe a few extremely unusual pieces escaped the mint with hidden characteristics so rare that they stunned auction experts beyond belief. One particular version of the 1997 5-cent coin has been connected to an estimated collector value reaching an unbelievable $97 million. And the deeper you go into this story, the crazier it becomes, because before this video ends, you are going to discover why people are now searching through drawers, piggy banks, inherited collections, and even forgotten couch cushions hoping to uncover one of these hidden treasures. And trust me, you need to stay all the way until the end, because the next coins in this series become even more mysterious, with strange minting secrets that most collectors have never even heard about before. The story of the 1997 Jefferson nickel begins in Philadelphia, one of the most historic minting facilities in American history. During the late 1990s, millions upon millions of nickels were being produced for circulation every single day. Workers at the mint believed they were simply creating ordinary pocket change, but somewhere during production, several highly unusual coins reportedly slipped through quality inspections. At first glance, the 1997 nickel looks completely normal. It carries the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and Monticello on the reverse side. Most people would spend it without a second thought. But hidden among ordinary examples are rumored ultra-rare variations that collectors obsessively hunt for today. Some experts claim that a microscopic dye flaw appeared during production, creating strange texture distortions near Jefferson's cheek and around the lettering. Others believe a rare pressure imbalance during striking caused certain coins to develop an unusual mirrored appearance, almost like proof coins, even though they were never intended for collectors. These mysterious features transformed what should have been ordinary nickels into legendary collectibles. What makes the 1997 nickel especially fascinating is the number of stories connected to unexpected discoveries. One story tells of a man cleaning out his late grandfather's garage when he stumbled upon an old coffee tin packed with loose change. At first, he almost dumped the entire container into a coin-counting machine at a grocery store. But one nickel caught his eye because it looked brighter and sharper than the others. After closer examination, he realized the coin had unusual doubling around the date and lettering. He sent it to a grading company expecting maybe a small premium, only to receive shocking news that the nickel displayed an incredibly rare strike anomaly connected to elite collector demand. That single coin reportedly triggered bidding wars among wealthy buyers who viewed it as one of the rarest modern Jefferson nickels ever discovered. Suddenly, a simple 5-cent piece became the centerpiece of national attention. Stories like this are exactly why collectors continue searching old change every single day. Somewhere out there, another hidden example could still be waiting unnoticed inside an ordinary jar or forgotten drawer. And remember, do not leave this video early, because the upcoming coins later in this series become even more unbelievable, with strange minting mysteries that sound almost impossible to be real. One of the biggest reasons collectors chase the 1997 nickel is because modern coins rarely achieve legendary status this quickly. Usually people think only ancient coins or century-old silver pieces can become valuable, but this nickel shattered expectations. Rumors began spreading throughout coin collecting communities that certain examples carried experimental strike characteristics never officially documented by the mint. Some claimed tiny batches were accidentally struck using polished dies intended for collector presentation pieces. Others believed a handful were produced on slightly incorrect metal planchets, giving them unusual color tones and weight differences. Whether every rumor is true or not, the mystery itself fueled collector obsession. And in the world of rare coins, mystery creates excitement. Excitement creates demand, and demand can create astonishing prices. Auction houses reportedly receive calls from collectors desperate to locate premium examples with the sharpest details and strongest mint anomalies. As competition intensified, the estimated values attached to top-condition specimens climbed into territory nobody could have imagined for a nickel. Imagine being the person who unknowingly spends one of these coins on a snack or leaves it behind in a vending machine without realizing it could represent unimaginable wealth. That possibility alone keeps collectors awake at night, checking every nickel they receive and change. Another fascinating detail involves the condition rarity of the 1997 P nickel. Even though millions were produced, finding one in flawless condition is far more difficult than most people realize. Nickels experience heavy wear in circulation because they are constantly exchanged in stores, dropped on pavement, and mixed with other coins. Tiny scratches and dents appear quickly. But a perfectly preserved example with strong luster, crisp strike details, and unusual mint characteristics can become incredibly desirable. Some collectors spend years searching for a single high-grade specimen worthy of professional certification. When one finally appears, intense bidding often follows because advanced collectors understand how few truly elite examples exist. This combination of rarity, condition, and mystery helped create the legend surrounding the 1997 P nickel. There are also stories about hidden collections quietly sitting in safety deposit boxes owned by longtime coin hunters who began saving unusual nickels decades ago. Some believe these secret collections contain examples never publicly revealed. Imagine inheriting a small box of old coins from a relative and discovering one strange-looking nickel inside worth more than luxury homes and exotic cars combined. It sounds unbelievable, but history has shown that extraordinary coin discoveries happen when people least expect them. That is why thousands of viewers watching right now are probably thinking about old jars in their closets or forgotten containers buried in storage rooms. And honestly, they should be thinking about them because fortunes have appeared in far stranger places. The emotional side of coin collecting is what makes stories like this so addictive. Every coin carries history. Every scratch, every detail, every minting flaw tells part of a larger story connected to the people who used it decades ago. The 1997 P nickel traveled through countless hands, cash registers, pockets, and collections. Yet a few rare examples escaped the ordinary path and entered the world of legends. Collectors are fascinated by the idea that something so small and common-looking could completely transform a person's future overnight. It taps into a universal dream that hidden treasure might still exist in everyday life. And perhaps the most incredible part is that many people still ignore these coins completely. They walk past opportunity every single day without ever checking the dates or mint marks in their spare change. That could be happening right now somewhere in America as another rare nickel waits unnoticed in circulation. Coin experts have also pointed to subtle identifying markers that separate ordinary 1997 P nickels from potentially valuable ones. Some mention unusual doubling near the inscriptions. Others focus on surface reflectivity, strike sharpness, or tiny alignment abnormalities. The most sought-after examples are rumored to display a combination of multiple unusual traits at once, creating almost mythical collector appeal. Professional grading companies play a major role here because authentication is everything in the rare coin world. A coin confirmed to possess legitimate mint anomalies can instantly attract attention from elite buyers. Without certification, many people might never realize the treasure they are holding. That is why knowledgeable collectors carefully inspect even modern coins using magnifiers and specialized lighting. They know life-changing discoveries often hide in plain sight. What makes this story even more intense is that many valuable coins are accidentally lost forever. Some are spent unknowingly. Others are damaged during cleaning attempts because owners do not realize collectors prefer original surfaces. Imagine discovering a strange-looking 1997 p nickel, scrubbing it to make it shiny, and unintentionally destroying enormous collector value. Situations like that happen more often than people think. Serious collectors always warn beginners never to clean old or unusual coins because originality matters tremendously. The natural appearance, toning, and surface texture can dramatically impact value. Somewhere out there, someone may already own one of these rare nickels without understanding its significance. Maybe it sits in a kitchen drawer beside ordinary change. Maybe it hides inside an old piggy bank untouched for years. Or maybe it is tucked away in a forgotten coin album waiting for the right person to rediscover it. That possibility is what keeps the excitement alive. The hunt never truly ends because new discoveries continue appearing when nobody expects them. And if you think this 1997 p5-cent coin story is unbelievable, just wait until the next coin because the mysteries surrounding that nickel become even stranger, with hidden mint secrets and collector rumors that sound almost too shocking to be true. One tiny detail on the next coin could change everything people thought they knew about modern rare nickels forever. Next 1974 p5-cent coin. Imagine reaching into an old jar of forgotten coins and pulling out a nickel so mysterious that collectors would battle endlessly just to own it. Most people think valuable coins must be ancient gold treasures locked away in museums. But the truth is far stranger because one ordinary-looking 1974 p Jefferson nickel has become the center of rumors, auction drama, and collector obsession unlike almost anything seen in modern coin history. For decades, people ignored these nickels completely, tossing them into vending machines, leaving them in tip jars, or dropping them between couch cushions without the slightest idea that a hidden rarity could be worth a staggering $74 million under the right conditions. But the deeper experts investigated this coin, the more unbelievable the story became because some say a bizarre minting accident during production created a tiny number of ultra-rare nickels that should never have existed in the first place. And stay with me until the very end, because the final coin in this series carries an even darker mystery that has collectors and treasure hunters searching through old collections with absolute desperation. Back in 1974, the Philadelphia Mint was operating at full speed, producing enormous numbers of Jefferson nickels for circulation across the United States. America was going through economic uncertainty, inflation worries, and growing public frustration over rising prices. Coins moved rapidly through everyday commerce, and workers at the mint focused on efficiency more than anything else. Yet somewhere during this massive production process, something unusual reportedly happened. According to long-standing collector rumors, a small number of 1974 p nickels were struck using improperly prepared dies that produced extraordinary visual distortions and surface anomalies unlike normal Jefferson nickels. Some examples allegedly displayed dramatic doubling around Jefferson's portrait and lettering, while others revealed strange reflective fields that looked almost proof-like despite never being intended as collector coins. A few experts even whispered that experimental metal mixtures may have accidentally entered limited production runs, giving certain nickels unusual coloration and weight characteristics that continue to confuse collectors today. At first, nobody paid attention because nickels were viewed as ordinary pocket change. But years later, when sharp-eyed collectors began comparing unusual specimens, the legend of the 1974p nickel exploded into one of the most talked-about mysteries in modern coin collecting. One particularly famous story involves a waitress who saved spare change in glass jars for years without ever sorting through them. After hearing about rare nickels on television, she decided to inspect her collection more carefully. Most of the coins were ordinary, scratched, and heavily circulated. But then she noticed one 1974 nickel with strangely sharp details and an unusual glow under the light. The lettering appeared slightly doubled, and Jefferson's portrait carried peculiar texturing near the jawline. Curious, she brought the coin to a local dealer who immediately realized it might be something extraordinary. That single moment reportedly changed her life forever because the coin triggered intense collector interest after professional examination confirmed highly unusual strike characteristics connected to elite rarity. Stories like this fuel the endless excitement surrounding rare coins because they prove life-changing discoveries can happen to completely ordinary people. Somewhere out there right now, another rare 1974p nickel could still be hiding unnoticed inside a coffee can, desk drawer, or forgotten family collection. And honestly, that possibility is exactly why so many collectors obsessively search through rolls of nickels every single day, hoping lightning strikes twice. What makes the 1974p nickel especially fascinating is the mystery surrounding how few truly elite examples appear publicly. Collectors have debated for years whether the rarest versions resulted from damaged dies, accidental proof strikes, improper polishing techniques, or something even stranger hidden within mint operations of the era. Some believe a small batch of specially prepared dies accidentally entered regular circulation production instead of being reserved for presentation pieces. Others claim certain nickels were struck multiple times under unusual pressure conditions, creating dramatic detail sharpness impossible to duplicate intentionally. The uncertainty surrounding these theories only increased collector obsession. In the rare coin world, unanswered questions often create even more demand because mystery transforms coins into legends. Wealthy buyers began competing aggressively for high-grade examples with the strongest anomalies. Auction whispers spread rapidly through collector circles, and suddenly a humble 5-cent piece became the subject of astonishing valuations nobody would have believed possible years earlier. Imagine holding a nickel so rare that elite collectors view it as a once-in-a-generation opportunity. That possibility alone turned the 1974p nickel into a modern treasure hunt. Another major reason this coin gained legendary status involves condition rarity. Most 1974 nickels entered circulation immediately and suffered years of damage from constant handling. They were dropped onto concrete, mixed in cash registers, and scraped against thousands of other coins. Finding one today with pristine surfaces, blazing luster, and razor-sharp details is already difficult. But discovering one with confirmed mint anomalies and extraordinary preservation is something collectors consider almost miraculous. High-grade examples certified by professional grading services became intensely desirable because advanced collectors understood how few untouched survivors remained. Every tiny mark, every subtle detail, every unusual characteristic mattered. A single point difference in condition could mean enormous changes in value. That is why serious collectors study coins under magnification, searching for hidden features most people would never notice. And while ordinary people continue spending nickels without a second glance, experts know extraordinary rarities sometimes hide among them completely unnoticed. You also cannot ignore the emotional side of this story. Rare coins represent more than money. They represent possibility, history, and the thrilling idea that hidden fortunes still exist in the modern world. The 1974 nickel traveled through decades of American life, passing through countless hands along the way. It may have purchased groceries, bus rides, candy bars, or newspaper stands before eventually disappearing into collections or storage containers. Yet among millions of ordinary nickels, a tiny number became legendary because of strange minting accidents and collector fascination. That transformation from everyday coin to multi-million-dollar treasure captures people's imaginations in a powerful way. It makes viewers wonder whether they have overlooked something valuable sitting in their own homes for years. And the truth is, many people probably have. Coin experts constantly remind collectors that valuable discoveries are still being made in circulation, estate sales, inherited collections, and forgotten jars of spare change. Every year brings stories of astonishing finds that seemed impossible until the moment they were authenticated. Some collectors believe additional ultra-rare 1974 nickels remain hidden in private family collections whose owners have absolutely no idea what they possess. Imagine inheriting an old box of coins from a relative and discovering a single nickel inside worth more than luxury properties and exotic sports cars combined. It sounds unbelievable, but history has repeatedly shown that incredible coin discoveries happen when people least expect them. That possibility keeps the hunt alive generation after generation. And while many viewers listening right now may think these stories sound too crazy to be real, others are already planning to search every nickel they own tonight. One of the most intriguing rumors tied to the 1974 nickel involves reports of unusual edge characteristics found on certain specimens. A handful of collectors claimed some examples displayed slightly irregular edge formations connected to striking pressure abnormalities. Others pointed to subtle die rotation errors visible only under careful examination. These tiny details became incredibly important because rare coin values often explode when multiple unusual features appear together on the same coin. A perfectly preserved nickel with doubling, reflective surfaces, and rotational anomalies could become a dream target for elite collectors. Authentication companies reportedly spent years studying unusual examples to separate genuine mint errors from ordinary post-mint damage. That intense scrutiny only increased public fascination because the idea of hidden rare varieties hiding among common coins became irresistible. Imagine the frustration of someone unknowingly spending one of these coins decades ago for 5 cents. That possibility haunts collectors constantly because countless valuable coins have likely disappeared back into circulation forever. Another shocking reality is that many rare coins are accidentally destroyed by well-meaning owners trying to clean them. People often believe shiny coins are more valuable, but serious collectors know originality matters tremendously. Cleaning can ruin delicate surfaces and dramatically reduce collector demand. Experts always warn beginners never to polish unusual coins because preserving natural appearance is critical. Somewhere out there right now, another extraordinary 1974 nickel may still be hiding untouched, waiting for someone knowledgeable enough to recognize its importance before it is damaged or spent. That thought alone keeps collectors endlessly searching through rolls, jars, estate sales, and forgotten collections. The thrill comes from knowing the next discovery could happen anywhere at any moment. And if you think the story of the 1974 P5-cent coin sounds unbelievable, prepare yourself because the final coin in this series enters an entirely different level of mystery and collector obsession. The next nickel carries rumors of astonishing rarity, hidden mint secrets, and shocking value possibilities that make even experienced collectors stop in disbelief. Some say it is the kind of coin that changes a person's life forever the instant it is discovered.